guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello and welcome. Today's video is a little bit different than what I normally do, but one that is super important to me. As you can tell by the title, this is how I quit smoking. It's actually my 2-year anniversary today, May 1st. 2 years ago today, my husband and I both quit smoking, and it has been life-changing for us. So if this helps even one person, then it's definitely worth it to me. I struggled with the addiction of smoking cigarettes for well over 20 years of my life. So this is like a super awesome accomplishment to me, and I definitely want to share it with you guys. So if you want to hear how we quit smoking 2 years ago, then just keep on. All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and just jump right into it. I actually have some points written down. That way I'm not like all over the place with you guys, because I could talk about this forever and it be all over the place. But I want to kind of give you guys some tips and strategies of the way that we were thinking when we quit 2 years ago and things that helped us and so on and so forth. So the first thing that I will say, and I will preface this whole video by, is that there are no tips or videos that you're gonna watch that is just going to erase your journey. It will aid you on your journey to stopping anything, whether you're like on a weight loss plan, a health journey, stopping smoking, stopping any addiction. Like, it's going to be hard and it's going to suck, and you're gonna have to just go through that part, and you're just gonna have to fight through that. You're gonna have to really want this. It's gonna have to be the right time. I know that from experience, because I tried to quit a million times and was never able to. And then when it finally was the time and I was ready and we were serious, and by a miracle of God, we both were able to quit on the same day, which I think also helped, because both my husband and I were both really heavy smokers, and we had tried at different times to quit and that never worked. We had both tried to quit a few different times and that didn't work. So kind of a little backstory. I started smoking when I was super young. I probably started smoking like regularly every day, probably when I was 12. My parents didn't know. So I started smoking really young, and I was a heavy smoker all the way through my life till I quit 2 years ago. So I smoked well over 20 years. My husband, same story with him. He started when he was super young and smoked for over 20 years. And on this particular day, 2 years ago, he actually stopped first that morning. And we had already been planning on stopping together, I think like the following Monday or something. And whatever happened, we ended up stopping that day. So long story short, it has been 2 years. Today is our 2-year anniversary to not smoking. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and jump into the few tips. They're not anything groundbreaking or that is just gonna erase any cravings from smoking from your mind, but it's just stuff that helped us on our journey of quitting, and hopefully it will help one of you guys. So the very first thing is, we are people of faith, so we prayed a lot. Every single time that a craving struck, we would pray together or we would pray separate, and immediately it would remind us of why we were wanting to quit in the first place, and it just would reframe our mindset in that moment. And before you know it, you're like feeling strong again and not wanting to cave to those cravings. So that was huge for us. We prayed a ton, and God definitely helped us to be able to be disciplined and stay strong. And the second tip, which was kind of on the same brainwave of that, was to stay busy. We were already in the mindset of wanting to get healthy and exercise and all of that, so that gave us something extra to do to try to stay busy. Again, remind us of why we were wanting to quit in the first place, and to reframe our brain. Whenever those cravings or triggers hit, then we would immediately start doing something else to stay busy and to try to keep our mind off of it. And what you find when you're doing that, and this could work not just for smoking, but for weight loss, health journey, just being disciplined in anything. If you are having the urge or craving or a trigger to do something that's unhealthy, if you immediately get busy doing something else, within a minute you have forgot about it. You forgot that you want a cigarette, you forgot that you wanted candy, or whatever it may be. So that's like one of the biggest things that has helped both my husband and I to stick with our health journey, not smoking, any of the things that we've overcome. That has definitely been a huge part of it, is just to get busy and immediately get your brain on something else. And within a minute you forgot about it and you move on till the next time. And when it happens the next time, do the same thing. Immediately start praying and get busy. And that, clean your house, exercise, find a hobby, whatever that may be for you, and it will help tremendously. And the third and last tip that really had an impact on our stopping journey was the content that we consumed. When we first quit back 2 years ago today, we were listening to Dave Ramsey and Tony Robbins, like in the personal development world. We were already wanting to like change our lives and not be the norm of life, and just wanting to reach for more through our health, through our finances, through everything. So with our parenting, our marriage, everything. So as we prayed a lot and deepened our faith, and we were on a personal development journey of just wanting to be better, we listened to that stuff like nonstop, all day, podcasts, YouTube videos, reading, audiobooks, and it just kept us fired up and it kept the momentum going. So if we would get down and like really want to have a cigarette or something, we would immediately turn that stuff on, and it would help us, and it would get over that little hump, that initial hump. That's what all of these tips have in common. If you can just get past those initial first 30 seconds or a minute, those feelings of cravings or triggers, then you set yourself up for success. You just got to get over that initial first little hump, and then you're smooth sailing. And of course, it's not always easy. Some days are going to be easier than others, and you just have to want it. You have to stick with it. You have to not make excuses. You have to want to quit more than you don't. And that's just with anything in life. You have to reframe your mindset. You have to really want it, and you have to try to put those different tips and things in place that are going to help you get there. So the content you consume, staying busy, and for us, praying a ton. And as time went on, that just got easier and easier. And we also had each other to keep each other accountable. So if you can get an accountability partner, that would be a tremendous help as well. I don't know how it would have turned out if only one of us would have quit and not the other one. So we definitely like did it was a team thing, and it was an effort. And so when one of us were like having a hard day, we could talk to the other one. And so one day I'd be strong, the next day he'd be strong, and we bounced that off of each other, and that helped a ton as well. But ultimately, you have to go on your own journey. You have to do it for yourself. You can get all the tips and tricks in the world, but you have to find it within you. Pray for that strength inside of you to be able to overcome those triggers and to stay disciplined and consistent. And after you get through like the first few days, like you don't want to throw that away. You've already got that many days in the book. And if you can go that many days with smoking, now you know I can do this. And once you know that fire in your belly, it did for us anyways. We just wanted to keep that momentum going, and we did. And here we are today, 2 years later, still not smoking, both of us, healthier than we've ever been, because that started a snowball effect for us. We were like, whoa, we could quit smoking after smoking our whole lives, and never ever thought that we would be able to quit. And then that started like, what else can we do? And we both started running, and we've become runners, and we're like avid about our health journey and just being strong and vibrant for life. So it has led to so many other things. And if you are out there today and you found this video because you're wanting to stop smoking, just know from somebody that smoked a lot and for her whole entire life and never thought I would be able to quit. I never ever thought I would be able to quit. There were times that I partially quit or slowed down or whatever, but I never thought that I would fully be a non-smoker. Like that, I honestly never thought that. And when people would talk about, I just threw them out and that was it, cold turkey, whatever, which we did stop cold turkey. I still had a full pack of cigarettes the day I quit. I had them for days just in case I wanted one, which I don't recommend, but I still quit and I overcame it. And most people, when you're a smoker and you hear somebody that quit smoking, like, oh, well, that can't happen for me, but it can. And once you realize it and you make it through that first day or two and you know you can actually quit, then the momentum builds and you're ready to rock and roll. And I just tell you today, if you found this video and you're trying to quit and you're trying to find the tips and tricks to help you stop, know that it's gonna be hard. Know that you've got to put in the work. Nobody's gonna be able to just zap it from you. And my best advice is to pray a lot, keep really busy, find a hobby, get into exercise, whatever. That way when one of those cravings hit, you immediately can go do whatever that is. Start praying and consume an insane amount of content that keeps you fired up. If it's music, books, podcasts, and just remind yourself why you're doing this in the first place. Remind yourself of how strong you are. It's all won or lost in our mind. So just know that your mind is strong and that you can do this. And I promise you, when you get to the other side, you'll be as fired up as me and wanting to tell other people that you definitely can do it, because I was somebody that was skeptical and didn't think that I could quit smoking. And then once we finally did it, I'm like, all those years I tortured myself still smoking, wanting to quit, but still smoking, wanting to stop, trying to stop, this patch, that gum, this whatever. And it's all just in your mind. It is all in your mind. And if you can get it up there that you want to stop, you're going to stop, and that cigarette isn't going to beat you. And you just make your mind up of that, and then just keep on and keep on reframing your mindset. You will win, and you can stop. So I hope this video helped you in some form or fashion. If you have quit smoking, or you know somebody that's smoking that is wanting to stop, share this video out with them. Let me know down in the comments below if it was helpful, or if you quit smoking, what are some of the tips that you use that other people may find helpful. I would love to chat with you guys down in the comments, and I'm going to be bringing more videos about my health and wellness journey and things that I have overcome throughout my journey. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and the thumbs up so that I know that you enjoyed this video. And thank you guys so very much for watching, and I will catch y'all on the next one.